My name is Diana, and I am the Wandering Sewist. And this is Friday Sews. I want to thank Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room for starting this hashtag of Friday Sews. A little bit about sewing and a little bit about life. So today, for sewing this week, I have been working on the Leila Dress from Marsha Style. This is an Australian pattern company. It costs $15 Australian for the Leila Dress. And it comes in, you can see the line drawings on the front. It comes in the mini length that the model is wearing or a maxi length. And when I made it, I stopped at the midi length and tried it on and found it to be way too short for me, a woman of a certain age. And then I looked at the maxi length and I found that to be too long, as in my previous video on the Simplicity 9265 or 9625 dress, you can see the long dress just didn't, it swallowed me. So I decided to take the fourth tier and just shorten it and to make my dress more of a midi length. So it goes below my knee, but not all the way to my ankles. I will insert video of me wearing that here. So here's my Leila dress. Epic sleeves, but the bodice, this part is too low. If I raise it up, then it makes the dress tilt up in the front and down in the back. So if I straighten it out so it's level, then this part of the bodice sits way too low. This is supposed to be above my bust up here. So I need to somehow hinge this edge of the bodice so that it is smaller, so to move this up. I can't just shorten the whole bodice because it goes into the arm side. So I'm going to have to do a hinge here and take maybe an inch out of each side to raise this up. And then whatever I take out of there to keep this layer level, I'm going to have to take out of the back part of the bodice as well. I added the fourth tier because the third tier only came to here on my thigh, which is just at my fingertips. So I added a fourth tier, but I didn't use a fourth tier in the Leila dress pattern. I used the fourth tier for the width, but I made the fourth tier the same depth as the third tier, 10 inches. Okay, so you could see that the length was good for me, and the sleeves are lovely. They fit to here, and then they go out in this beautiful flutter, and it's a very nice length. The only problem I have with this dress is the neckline. It is so low cut that I had to put a cami on underneath it. Now, I've only been sewing garments for 1 year. So when it comes to changing up how this neckline goes so low, I'm not exactly sure how to do that. So I could use some help from all of you wonderful people out in the sewing community. I need to shorten this neckline to bring it up to a more modest height, probably a good 2 inches. But this dress has no closures in the back. It's just pull it over your head. So I'm afraid that if I raise up the neckline to make it more modest for myself, then it won't be a pullover dress anymore, and I'll have to figure out some way to get some closures into a pattern that doesn't have one. So what do you think? Do you think I should just let the pattern go and try something else? Or should I try to modify the pattern to fit more my style? I'm not sure. And to be honest, I'm not sure if I would make it again, even if I could figure out how to do the modifications. I'm not sure. So that's my Leila dress. I do like this. This is I do love the fabric. This is the fabric from my recent fabric haul. That words are hard. Sorry. This is the fabric from my recent fabric haul that I showed everyone. My first YouTube video. So I wanted to get this made up as quickly as possible, and it felt very summery, vibey to me, and I thought this dress would be the perfect summery vibe. And I do like it. I just am not loving this. I just don't love that. That's the only thing that's bothering me. I was thinking I could put some sort of panel here and just sew it into the seam here. But if it's a woven panel, I may not be able to get it on over my head. So I'm thinking, is it possible to put a knit, a stretchy fabric there and sew it in? I need someone with more experience to tell me, because I just don't think I have enough experience to know what I'm doing. Okay, so that's what I did this week as I worked on this dress. And as I showed you in one of my shorts, I had a bodice disaster on the back bodice. The back bodice is supposed to be one piece cut on the fold, but I was overlocking the seam on the bottom and I sliced the bodice. So I had to piece together the back bodice from two pieces. So I just cut it double layered and added an extra 1/2 inch seam allowance and then sewed it together. So life. So let's talk about life. Now that I've shown you my sewing for the week, I'll tell you about my life. So this week I have news. This week I became a grandmother. I know, can you believe it? My son, his daughter was born. Him and his partner had a little girl. Her name is Aspen Rose. And unfortunately, I haven't been able to meet her yet because I'm in Africa and they're in the United States. But I will be in the United States at the end of June. So I'm going to get to meet my granddaughter for the first time, and I'm so excited. I made her some baby clothes, which I will go get and show you next. So one of the things I made Aspen is Simplicity 7423. And it has a lot of little pieces. It has a onesie, a little hoodie, and a little pair of pants. So I made a little hoodie with a pink zipper. And I made the little onesie. And I made the little pants. And this is all out of a very nice, really soft jersey. I also made Butterick 4110. I made this little dress here with the little panties and with a little hat. So here is the little dress. Little dress, and I even put the little flowers on, and it has some nice buttons in the back. And to match the dress, I made the little panties, little diaper covers, and an adorable little hat with a bow to match. Next, I made Butterick 5625. And I made what the baby is wearing on the cover. So I made the little crossover back dress with the rickrack. And it is so cute. Here's the little dress with pockets, functional pockets with a rickrack trim around the pockets, and some really cute red buttons. It crosses over in the back. And then there's the little panties to match, diaper cover with a rickrack trim around the legs. And then, of course, a little hat, which I finished inside with some grosgrain ribbon that says, "Sweet baby girl." And last but not least, I made McCall's 8315, which is this little jumper play suit. And I made it out of fabric that I have had in my stash forever. I just didn't have a big enough piece to make anything for myself, but I always thought this was the most beautiful fabric. So I did the ruffles on the front, and the inside is lined to cover up all of the seams. And I did some binding to cover up, and it's elastic there, so it's easy to get over the head. And then I did some snap tape for those easy, quick diaper changes. So this is probably my favorite piece that I've made for Aspen. I just can't get over how cute the ruffles are on the straps and on the front. So, other things on the life front, we are busily packing up our house, getting ready for our move to Europe and our 6 weeks in the United States. Over here, I have the suitcases. I've already started packing them. And my sewing room is pretty much packed up. All I have to do next is get my sewing machines back in their boxes and make sure that they're well padded so that when they're shipped, nothing happens to them. Other other than that, that's pretty much what my week has been like. I became a grandma, and just packing, packing, packing. I'm going to talk later this week about some of the little kits that I'm making up to put into my luggage of some fabric with some patterns and some notions and things that I'm going to be able to work on while I'm in the USA and when I first arrive in Prague. So I'll see you then. Bye.